I was wanting to check in with, the adoption, the Truman Gray adoption program and my application, how's that going? I applied to be adopted in your family. It's been a couple of years now. I'm waiting to get that. Well, I want instead of call the hamburger you, it's the gray you, being inducted into the family. So
That's what I tell my kids all the time.
yeah, is it really? That's awesome.
My standards are gonna be higher than McDonald's.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, yes.
Phil, you don't want. You talked about kind of giving your kids kind of a hand up in business. I'm sure you've helped other business owners along the way. Who were some of those people that kind of helped you, when you were first starting out, going from 6 stores to 40, and maybe I know my first couple pieces of real estate had to get real creative on the deal structures. Like, what were some of the creative ways that you were able to, to buy those stores?
Well, I had a lot of mentors in McDonald's that were really strong leaders, and I was very fortunate in my career. About every 5 years, I'd be teamed up with somebody that was even stronger than the last leader. So I really felt like I received a great foundation of leadership and looking at the business world. So I think that's, my attorney and my accountants have been very instrumental in being creative and kind of guide me during some situations, and other business people. I have like 4, 5, 6 people that I can call at any time saying, what do you think about this? I do a lot of that. And once you think you have all the answers yourself, that's when you're in trouble. So you better listen to the outside resources and get the expertise.
But I can say about, because I have known you for a while and I've watched you operate, I think you are humble, you are teachable, and you do listen way more than you talk. And I've watched you take in all the opinions and listen and then form your own. And then when you're comfortable and sure about that, then you will do that. There's a lot of people that want to be like out there in your face and they want the spotlight immediately. And you're calculating and watching and listening and forming your opinions. That's something I really think if I were in a position to mentor someone, that would be something that I would be looking for, because not only do you listen, watch, and learn, but then you turn around and you immediately implement. Am I wrong?
No, that's pretty close. No,
Yeah. I mean, but I think that
in
those
fact, I
are,
was on a call today and I got a text and he goes, "You're a patient man."
but I think
Because
that,
everybody else was like going crazy. I came at the end of the whole thing. And
yeah, I mean, as stressed as I'm sure you get, your exterior and the way that you process it and how the way it shows up to other people externally, it's a different story. And I think that's important too, as a leader, that you might be like dying inside, but that you're taking care of other people at the same time. And I think that's a true talent. Some people like wear it on their sleeves and scream fear, even if you're feeling it inside, and you don't do that. It's a pretty important trait.
I think in the family business, I know Chad's over here, but he carries a huge load on a lot of the nitty gritty stuff that happens. And, I couldn't survive in this business world unless I had, trusted people around me that, know what they're doing. And I'm very fortunate that I got all 3 of my kids and my son-in-law. Their heads are all in the ball game.
And they're outstanding people. That's
so
good.
That's how I keep going every day, is having that group behind me.
Well, and I can say, because I know all of his kids personally, and they really are fantastic people.
Let's talk a little more about that.
Except for that oldest one, he's a little sketch.
Quarterly bonus is coming up.
It's his wife we love, him not so much. Just kidding. All right, another question.
And he has awesome kids.
He does have awesome kids. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of go back to the people, for Phil, this is, I think, one of the things I admire about Phil is, that's probably been a couple of years or so ago, that he was struggling to find good general manager. And so, he went all the way, not personally drive up there probably, but he looked outside of Tennessee and found, good talent in Boston. And
He brought them
then
in.
help them, with a lease and paying some of the rent to bring them down here to get them employed and get them on the team and all that. And I think, you've talked about people, but I really think that's a major strength for.
What you're willing to do for your people is
what you do for
extraordinary.
Yeah, we probably brought 30 key people in from outside the market.
Yep.
Because the talent, sometimes you have to go and go out, you're exactly right. That's one of you can either, when I said talent's gonna take you into the future. If you don't have the people and the expertise, you'll get cooked in this environment. It's tough.
Cooked.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
pun intended.
Oh.
Well, at least it will taste good.
And our benefits are really, really strong for the quick service, and our relocation packages and we do all that for people that come to work for us. Their career path, we can line out a career path for them and make something good happen in their lives.
All right, we're gonna take two more questions. I have one. Now's your chance.
I go
Somebody in the back. Yeah.
in the back.
That you,
What is one of the worst mistakes that you made that ended up being the most beneficial in terms of a learning curve or something that changed the way that you did things? If you be transparent enough to answer.
Oh, I'm totally transparent. I was trying to think of something.
Maybe I should say you don't need to give us a nitty gritty.
Well, I don't mind. Chad, what do you think?
I can't think of anything.
What's interesting, we bought a couple of restaurants that if you go to a bank or get financial advice or they'd say, don't touch those. Don't even think about it. And I went in there and I said, man, these got a lot of potential. I'm gonna buy them. So, I had to use my own money, I guess, to buy them, but they turned out fantastic. So that's kind of just opposite what you're asking me. But
Well, there were somebody else's, what they.
I've made a lot of-
would-
I guess a lot of people's, I've made your batting average on people.
Yeah.
You bring in your sons, your daughters, or friends or whatever, and you give them, you train them, and all of a sudden they leave on you. I guess I've made probably my worst. I've made some pretty bad decisions on people. And
Would you credit that to believing that they're gonna handle things or approach business or decisions the way that you would?
Yeah. Or it's all, you're always gambling on what their skill set is, really. If you bring somebody in from the outside and you don't really know them real well, and they can present a great package and you end up, cleaning up the mess after they leave.
Mhm.
All right, one more question.
might need.
What's the first thing you do when you're turning around the store? The two that you bought that were in shambles, what's the first thing you do as a new owner?
Well, that's a great question.
You know what, we do a GI party the night of the sale. I bring in probably 20 people. Power washers,
Yeah.
kitchen technicians, my digital, I have a 3-person staff that handles all the digital stuff to make sure everything's working. So we really just go, it's like a takeover team. You handle the stock room, make sure it's labeled and organized exactly. You guys are gonna steam clean the lobby and all the restrooms. The maintenance guys are all trying to fix the equipment. And so then we start talking to the people and see what the right fit is and what we can do to motivate them. But we come in strong. I mean, we don't wait for the next day. It's 12 o'clock the night of the sale. We're in there. And I usually work all night that night.
Well, one of these stores we bought had 8 employees. An average McDonald's has 50 to 60 employees. So luckily, we have the resources to pull from other locations. So we fully staff it day one.
Yeah.
Because if you staff it, the sales are there.
Right.
Impressive. Very good. Well,
Great
folks,
question.
I,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, one more question.
one more, and this is the last question.
So you've given us a considerable amount of information, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are gonna leave here inspired. But there's gonna be somebody who's thinking, I wanna open my own McDonald's franchise. What advice or what steps do they need to take to go ahead and start the journey?
Great question. Actually, you know, for years, it was very, very hard to get into McDonald's. And actually, in today's environment, due to the aging of the operators, due to the stress of the business, due to all these other factors, there is, you know, you can apply and go through we call it the registered applicant program. And what we do is you can work, you don't have to quit jobs, you can do it on your side, part-time. But you have to log 1,000 hours into a McDonald's restaurant. And you can do over 2 or 3 years. There's a series of interviews you got to go through, and you got to be approved by the franchising. We have a whole department that approves those new applicants. But right now we have 90 applicants in the United States wanting to come into McDonald's. So that's the pool that we work on. And usually you have to meet the criteria financially and all that stuff, and then they offer you your geographical preference. So a lot of people say, well, I want to be an operator, but I want to live in Brentwood. No. You have to open up multi-state, type situation. But it is not as hard as you think it is, and I would encourage people that really have that kind of desire to start the process, go online and read what the standards are. You're welcome to come over to my office and I can help you talk through some things, but it's actually one of the best times in the last 10 years, I would say, is coming in right now. So that's a great question.
Thank you. So folks, isn't it awesome that we have such great speakers to come in, and let's give them one more hand. Billy, you brought cookies, but we're gonna send cookies home with you. And I know you have grandkids living with you that
We got a party.
if you don't like that.
They're waiting for me at the house.
All right. So folks, again, we're so grateful for you to be here tonight, and we are excited that we have this opportunity. We've been doing this learning series for you for actually almost two years now. And again, we're providing this information for you absolutely free, because it matters to us that we want to be the change that we want to see in the world. We want to help you. We help smooth the path. We help give you the education. We help give you access to trusted vetted vendors. And then we help you have the tools that you need to be able to invest in commercial real estate. And we also help you even on the business brokerage side if you want to buy or sell a franchise, and help you find a site for franchise. So all of these things all come into play with the speakers that we bring. But most importantly, we want you to be that change in the world, and we want you to improve your standard of giving. So go online and look up what's going on with Make-A-Wish and any of our previous sponsorships that have been our charitable sponsors. And we encourage you to take the information that you've learned and that the success that you're experiencing as investors, and make a difference by getting involved, by giving back to the community. Thank you so much.